Hello friends, welcome to our channel Creating Essence. I am Megan. Thank you so much for stopping by today. It's another Wellness Wednesday today. If you've been following since August, you know that August 1st I started a challenge called the 100 Days of Change. I gave myself 3 really specific areas to focus on. They're not necessarily health, so if you're thinking health wellness, it's not completely that, but that is a big part. My first goal was to food journal. I kind of dropped that halfway through and I talked about that in my last video. My second was to make time to read more books and mindlessly scroll on social media less. My third goal was to declutter. I've been checking in periodically, usually around every 2 weeks since this began, and we're closing in on the end of this 100 days. As of today, I have 30 more days of this 100 days challenge. And for this last 30 days, I really wanted to kick it into high gear, push myself to really knock these goals out of the park. I know I had dropped the food journaling, but I decided to go ahead and for these last 30 days, I'm going to pick it back up again and see if I really have made a permanent difference in those bad food habits that I noticed in the first 50-ish days of this challenge. To go along with that food journaling goal, I'm adding losing 10 pounds. Now, I've talked about this a lot. I have an autoimmune disease which makes the hot weather really hard on me. But we are into the cold weather season. And if you've seen my Miracle Morning video where I talked about my morning routine, I will put a link up there as well as in the info box below in case you want to see it. You know that this time of year, my body responds way better and I can handle it so much more. So I'm really gonna push myself to exercise a bit harder, and hopefully combined with being really intentional with that food journaling, I can hit that goal of 10 pounds in a month. Now, I usually don't talk specific numbers because I don't want this to all become about the number on the scale. There's so much more to me as a person that needs to get healthy and is involved with wellness than just the number on the scale. But 10 pounds is a number I'm throwing out there for you all to hold me accountable, and I can tell you how I've done on that specific goal by the end of this 100 days of change. My second one, reading more and mindlessly scrolling less. I've totally been reading more, and my Miracle Morning has been key in that. Unfortunately, sometimes I do get stuck in the mindlessly scrolling and going back Facebook, nothing interesting here, Instagram, and going back and forth, and I'm really trying to kick that in the butt. If you follow me on Instagram, coincidentally, you know that I have been knitting a ton, which is awesome because that means my body is so well right now that my hands are not swollen. My joints are allowing me to knit. And I've had so much fun and felt so good about the productivity and the creativity that knitting allows me. So my goal there is to finish 3 books, one of which is an audiobook I'm listening to right now. One is a hard copy book, and another is a hard copy book that I actually started this spring and never finished. So I'd like to finish the audiobook, finish the book I'm working on now, and then basically reread the book I already started because I kind of feel like I left it so long ago. I need to go back and read where it started. And then the final goal, decluttering. I have come light years in the last 2.5 months in this regard, and it is seriously thrilling for me. So I'm really going to be intentional with this goal in these last 30 days and making about wardrobe changeover and decluttering closets. As you know, I have a whole bunch of kids. I'm a large family mama, and I've done videos before about how we save hand-me-downs and how we do all that. I'll put links up there as well as in the info box below in case you care to see that. It is the middle of October, which means that it's starting to cool down here. And as much as we still can get a lot of wear out of our t-shirts and things like that here in Southern Virginia, we do need to think about getting out jackets and sweatshirts and things of that nature, and boots and shoes that are just not sandals, really. My specific goal for these last 30 days in that area is to purge closets, clean them out, and get that wardrobe changeover done by November 8th, which is the end of my 100 days of change. In the wardrobe changeover, I am pulling out everything in the sizes kids are going into, going over things with a fine-toothed comb, making lists of what I need to knit or sew or put on a list to buy, and I am giving away all of the things that are too small that I don't need to save for one of our own kids. Yes, we may have more kids someday, but I am giving myself the freedom to get rid of our clothes that are too small for our youngest daughter and our youngest son, because if God blesses us with more kids, we'll just get more clothes. I really don't need to be filling up my crawl space in my attic with all of those extras, bins upon bins of shoes and clothes, just in case. And that is it for me on this Wellness Wednesday check-in. I would love to hear from you on your goals and what you've been working on. What are your goals for October or this fall or even just 2019? Do you have specific goals you've been working on for this entire year? We're getting to the end of the year already. So how have you been doing in all of those? I would love to hear about it and support you and encourage you and be encouraged by you hearing about your successes. Thank you all for hanging out with me today. I really, really appreciate it. And as always, if you like this video, give us a thumbs up, subscribe if you'd like to hang out for more, and we will see you again soon.